Hi, I'm Lydia. In 2020, I resigned from my corporate job and took a big leap of faith. I launched a business I had been dreaming about for a long time. I had so many questions when I first started and 0 people on my email list, but I was committed to one thing, taking massive imperfect action. Within 18 months, I had thousands of students in my courses and coaching programs and was able to retire my husband from his 30-year career to work with me. I'm still pinching myself that we get to run a 6-figure business while living a life we love. But the truth is, this overnight success did not happen overnight. For more than 2 decades, I let imposter syndrome, fear of failure, and perfectionism hold me back from my passions and purpose. What is it that you've been wanting to launch? In the Launch Perspective podcast, we share the mindset and the step-by-step strategies that will help you launch and scale the online business of your dreams so you can live life with more freedom and impact. It's time for a new perspective. Welcome to the show. If you have been watching any of our videos in our courses or on our social media sites, you may have been wondering, how does Lydia do that? And I thought it would be great to talk about the tool that I use for live streaming and recording video, because I know many of you are course creators, you're coaches, you're online business owners, and you want to connect with your audience in a way that builds know, like, and trust. You want to authentically build relationships so that when people connect with you, they understand who you are, what you offer, and visually, video is so powerful. And so I know for me in the beginning, when I launched my business, I kept things simple. I teach people in everything that we do the importance of done is better than perfect. And so if you're just getting started with live video in your business or you're recording your videos, it is true that you can keep things very simple. Whether you're just recording from your phone or you're recording or going live with Zoom, if there's a tool that you're using and it's working for you, that is a great place to start. But often we don't know what is out there. And if you're a Mac user, I highly recommend that you check out Ecamm. Ecamm allows you to do so many things that will up-level not just your video experience, in that it makes it easier for you to create and share videos with way less editing because you can prepare everything ahead of time, but it also gives an amazing experience for your audience. So I thought it would be fun today to just do a quick behind the scenes look of Ecamm. This is a tool only for Mac users. If you use a PC, you may want to check out StreamYard. That's an alternative for you. But I have actually shared so many great tips on Ecamm that people have messaged me and said, I even bought a Mac just so I can use Ecamm. That's how powerful this tool is. So what does Ecamm do for you? Why do I even want this tool? How is it going to up-level my live broadcasts, recorded videos, Zooms, all of the things? So I thought I would just show you some of the things I'm doing first through the lens of an audience. And then I'm going to open up the curtain, share behind the scenes of what I call my video studio with Ecamm. So you can actually see what I'm seeing on my Mac. So as you can see, I'm just talking to you through what we call the camera scene, or I call it the camera scene here in Ecamm, but I can swap back and forth to a number of different scenes to create different looks here on video. And again, the great thing is I can set this all up ahead of time and just go click, 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 and it takes me to these different scenes. So right now I call this my camera scene, but let's say I want to share slides. This is what I call my slide scene. So as you can see, I'm now off to the side. The cool thing about this is that I can actually change the look if I want to go to a different shape. I can actually do a whole bunch of different sizes and things. I can even customize the sizes, and I can move this wherever I want. So I love having it just like this. I love this look. And my slides, I can easily toggle through with my little arrow that I'm going to show you here in a minute. And this is my slide scene. If I want to share my screen, what do? Well, I switch to my share screen view. So now I'm sharing my screen, which is perfect for teaching. Often I'm teaching different tips related to digital organization or building an online business. And maybe I want to show them how to get to something. So this allows me to share my screen. But again, I'm off to the side. I'm not covering up the screen. I have all the capability to design this look and page the way that I want. Another option that I have is I can share my phone screen or my tablet screen. So I could share an iPad here, an iPhone. If I want to teach something, I can open up an app and do that. I can do fun and creative things like this and put myself on an overlay image, which is a lot of fun. I can do a countdown scene. So this is something that I could utilize right before I go live to have a countdown. I can also add music. So it's very customizable. And then you can even create video clips that you share ahead of time. So this is an example of a video that we put together for one of our recent boot camps. And every day before I went live in my boot camp, we would play this video roll. And it was something that they could watch that was interesting, gave them information, had fun music in the background. And it was a great precursor every day when we went live. So let me show you that example. So as you can see, you can create all types of images and graphics and overlays. In fact, I'm going to show you with a couple little clicks here how I can bring on everything from links. Okay, so this is my link to Ecamm. You can go to lydiamartin.biz/Ecamm to check out all of their plans. But maybe instead of that, I want to do a scrolling ticker. So I even have this option in Ecamm. So that's a lot of fun. If you're on a live webinar or training and you have a deadline or you want something that you want to announce, you can always do a scrolling ticker or you can do text. The other options is to bring up overlays or images, and they can, of course, fill the screen. Or in this example, I wanted to show you how I get to go live in multiple locations at one time. So you'll see here, this was the screen that I set up before I even went live with all of you. And at this time, I'm streaming to 4 locations simultaneously. I'm streaming to 2 free Facebook groups. I'm streaming to our Ignite membership, our Inner Circle group, and I'm streaming live to my Facebook business page, all at the same time. Now, it's super easy to set this up. And as you can see, I could have gone live instantly, or I can schedule a live. And when you schedule, it puts announcements in all of these places that you're getting ready to go live. And if I wanted to choose any of my other locations, I could have added these as well. These are my LinkedIn pages and my YouTube channel. So all of these different places you can go live with Ecamm, and you can go live simultaneously without using a third-party tool like Restream. So really exciting. And of course, you can only stream to the places where you have access to live video. I don't currently have access to Instagram Live, but when I do, I am absolutely going to be using Ecamm there. But I love that I can bring up comments on a screen. So if somebody makes a comment in one of your courses or classes or asks a question, you can bring those comments up on here. It gives you the opportunity to connect with people like you are in a living room having a conversation. And it's one of the things I absolutely love about Ecamm. So now that you've kind of seen a few things that you can do with this tool, let me show you what it looks like behind the scenes. because a lot of you have maybe not seen the back end of Ecamm. So I'm going to do what's called a live demo. You should now be seeing my Ecamm studio. So this is what I'm seeing as I go live with all of you. And I call it the studio because it really is like having a video production studio on your Mac. And it looks super complicated, but once you've got it set up, it's actually very simple to use. And you may not need to use all of the things that you're seeing here on my screen, but right here, remember how I was showing you how I switched to different scenes? This is my scenes window. I have it sitting here, and watch this. I can go to my slide scene. I can go to my share screen. I can go to my phone. I can go to that computer overlay. So all of those things you saw me doing earlier, I'm able to do them simply by clicking on each and every one of these scenes that I've set up ahead of time. Isn't that amazing? And over here is overlays. This is where I'm adding graphics. This is where I'm adding things like this, where I can have my name come across the screen. I could list my website or social platforms. I can also come over here and share images. I can share links, which I shared with you before. Like I showed you that Ecamm link right here. So this is a text overlay, and I'm turning that on simply by clicking this little eyeball. Here's the ticker that I was sharing with you before. Here's the screenshot. So do you see how just by preloading these things ahead of time, all I have to do on my end is click them and they now are shown to the audience. Down here, you'll see the comments box. This is how I'm able to see all of the comments that you all are making. You can see Jacqueline just asked a question. So if I click this, notice how it brings her question up on the screen. So normally the audience would only be seeing what's in this preview window, but I'm able to see everything that's going on. And so Jacqueline's saying, have you noticed any lag in streaming? So I have not noticed a lag in streaming as long as my internet is doing well. Right now, I am not connected to Wi-Fi. I am plugged in with a cord, but I have very high internet speed as well. So I have not noticed a lag. In Ecamm, you have options to change your frame rates and do different things if you do see a lag for any reason. And it does slow down a bit depending on how many places you're streaming to at once. So here I am streaming to 4 locations. And so you can see the quality that's coming across the screen to 4 locations at this time. And remember, you don't have to just use Ecamm for live video. When I open up Ecamm, it gives me the choice to live stream or record. So all of the things you've been seeing me do is also what I do for my recorded courses. So if I need to record a training, I definitely will record it in Ecamm. I will set my scene. So if I'm going to do any slides, I have those ready to go. And then as soon as that recording is done, it saves all of my recordings inside my Ecamm folder. So right here's all the things that I've recorded recently. And so I have an instant movie file of everything that I've recently recorded. So, and this right here, this video that you're seeing, I'll just make it real big screen so you can see. This is a replay of one of the trainings that I just did last week inside our Digital Clutter Cure program. So you'll see I start off the camera and then I go to my slides and then I start sharing my screen. And a little bit later, I even bring in my husband. So he did this teaching with me. We did this training together. So I was able to bring him on camera and share his screen during the live broadcast. And you can do this during recordings as well. I can even have us both on the screen while he's sharing. So talk about an amazing tool to be able to go back and forth to what you need, the scene you need. This little box over here is the interview box, and interview mode is available on the pro level of Ecamm, just to let you know. So on the pro level, you get interview options, which is awesome if you're ever interviewing people live, or if you want to record a training with someone else, or if you have a podcast. There's so many different times that I use this interview option. All I do is send the link to the person I'm interviewing. Their box will come up over here on the left. And then when they're sharing, I can kind of come in here and show you what it looks like. So this is my scene for when I'm interviewing a guest. And that way they're at the bottom, and then we're sharing our screen on the right. You can also, of course, have all your guests next to each other. There's so many different ways that you can do it, but this is what I'm talking about when I say a production studio. I get to preload music, graphics, my slides. I can do anything I need ahead of time, which means much less editing on the back end. You also, of course, have the ability to edit your camera effects. So if I want to change the brightness of my video, okay, if I want to change anything that's over here, I can even zoom and pan and make myself smaller, bigger within the frame. I have a lot of options there. I can even use a green screen if I want to, blur my background. There's so many robust things inside of Ecamm. And I will say that even if you're just getting started with a tool like this, it's still worth it, even if you're not using all of the options. You can get started like I did and just use it to record some simple video. It saves that video file for you in an instant, or you can use it to practice going live, just you to camera. And then as you go along, you can do fancier things like add slides, overlays, text, and all of the things I shared with you today. I will tell you, once you get Ecamm and you jump in and you get started, if you would like some help learning Ecamm, I do have a course called Ecamm Made Easy. So many people message me and say, I had Ecamm, it was pretty intuitive, but then I couldn't wrap my brain around the production studio and how you set up your windows. And so I have all of my step-by-step tips on how to make the most of this tool inside this course, lydiamartin.biz/Ecamm course. And you can check that out. This is a $97 program, but I do want to mention that those of you in my Ignite membership, you get access to this program for free. So if you are a course creator, a coach, an online business owner, I highly recommend checking out Ignite. Here's the link for you. Ignite is a program that is ongoing. You can join and cancel at any time, but it is everything you need to build a profitable business. And it's why I've included my Ecamm course for free for Ignite members. So this is another way to go. You can either get the course for $97 or join my membership for $97 and get access to all of the other things that we do in Ignite. So you can check that out at igniteinnercircle.com. But I just wanted to come online so that you knew the power of Ecamm and just start the conversation if you have any questions about up-leveling video in your business. I hope this has been helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks so much for joining me today on the Launch Perspective podcast. Looking for more? Head over to launchperspective.com for show notes and quick links to the content and tools that we shared today. Want to stay up to date on new podcast episodes or ask a question that I answer on the show? You can do this and more at launchperspective.com. See you there.